Well, hey there, kiddos. How is everybody? We went live. That is really bright right there. We're going to get started here in a second. Let me see if I can click on here, see what's going on. Mine shows that I'm not live yet, though. Let me check. I like to follow along on my phone so I can see what's happening here. There we go. I'm like yellow on the screen. A nice yellow glow going on here. Been putting on a lot of fake tan lotion. There, I don't know. I don't know if that's better or not. A little bit. It's got a green hue to it. That's really harsh. It's like.
It looks fine on here.
All right. No, it does not look fine. I don't know if that's better or not. How is everybody doing? Very yellow. I know. It looks super yellow. Blaine's really pushing for this shaving Rob's head thing. All right. We'll see about that. I'm about to. It's just growing right now, man. By the time this quarantine over, we'll just have like a sweet man bun thing going on. Sure, everybody will love that. Hopefully everybody's doing well, guys. We got no school till August. You guys have a 5-month vacation going on right now. I know you're still like doing your schoolwork, but I mean, come on. It's not really the same. You guys have a giant break going on here, and most of you would rather be in school, which is crazy. But we will do it. Don't worry, Keegan. It's not going to be in a man bun. It might be flowing and long by the time this is all over, but it won't be in a man bun. Caden, your birthday's in 4 days. We've had quite a few birthdays this past week. So quick shout out. Jenny Sisney had a birthday yesterday. Nunu had a birthday yesterday. Who else had a birthday? Someone else just had it. Carter Downing had his birthday on Monday. Guys, has anybody else got a birthday coming up this week? Mapes got a birthday in 9 days. 9 days. So let us know if it's your birthday coming up, guys. And it's a sad, lonely, say happy birthday with your parents type of birthday. But hey, what else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? Eli, hopefully, if we're still doing this in June, Eli, then we're going to all be going crazy at that time. So we will see how many people gone on. I know Wednesday is a little bit different. Everybody's like finally get the word in with their schoolwork, and then they all like go outside and hang out for a while. So we'll get started here in 1 minute. 1 minute, everybody. So what you can do right now is you can text anybody that you know is not on here with us and tell them, hey, get online real quick. Go to FSM's YouTube channel. Get on real quick. We're just going to be on here for about 30 minutes or so. So do that right now. Like invite everybody to get on as fast as you can. And then let us know if you are here. If you are watching right now, get in the chat and just say hi. You don't have to participate. It's so funny. Like even some of you guys that sit in the back row here normally, you're still doing that in the chat room. Let us know if you're here. Just give a wave, say hi. Let us know. We want to see what's going on. Bye. Don't leave. Stay. You can't just say hi and then bye. There we go. Come on. See, that's what we need to see. We need to see everybody that's here. All right, now we're going. See, this is what we need to see. You guys are all just hiding out there secretly. So while we're waiting for a few more people, anybody got anything good that happened this week besides birthdays? Hopefully we got some good news going on. So give me something good. Give me something. Give me one good thing. Anybody? One good thing anybody's got that is good news this week, or just something fun that happened, or just give me one good thing that you guys have. Keegan ran 12 miles. Keegan, for most people, that's like a terrible thing.
My beard's growing back.
Andrew's got his beard back. You just shocked everybody. They have no idea who that stranger was. It just popped up on their screen. Everybody's going to be like, well, who was that guy? People got candy. Thanks, Delaney. You got Easter. I mean, Easter was pretty good. No response. I just really thought. I see in the chat room there's some questions about if I almost ran over somebody or not. That is a far dramatization there, right? We were on our way to say happy birthday to Nunu. She was having her 17th birthday yesterday, and we were just driving over to say hi to her, give her a little honk. And I was trying to keep up with a few other cars, and I was being pressured and made fun of by other people in my car for driving like an elderly lady. And so I was trying to keep up, and I took a left turn at the same time a person was crossing the street, and I almost hit him. But if I had, I didn't hit him. It was like 20 feet away. I just hit the brakes really fast, and But if people hadn't been making fun of me in the car, I wouldn't have felt that pressure. So there, it's not my fault. And I said hi. All right, we got there. We made it safe. Everybody was fine. Not a big deal. We said happy birthday to Jenny Delaney. We already gave her, and we drove by Jenny's house too, and we honked and yelled at her, said happy birthday. All right, we're going to get a few people here. We'll give it one more minute. Let's get to 60. Let's get to 60 people here, and then we will jump into tonight's game. Do we have a prize for tonight's winner? What are we dropping by? Who won last week?
Jonas. I haven't taken it by them.
Jonas has not received his air freshener?
No.
Oh, no. Well, we'll get something. Let's do a gift. We'll do a gift card, some sort of gift card. The winner, you can tell us what. What do you? Did you have something?
I don't know.
All right. We'll pick up a gift card to Chick-fil-A. We're going to support our local businesses. How about that? Can you still buy Chick-fil-A gift cards?
Why don't you just pick up Chick-fil-A and take it to them?
Because I don't know what they want. And then I can Clorox wipe. I can wipe down the gift card and hand it to them. All right. We'll see. We'll figure out something. We'll get somebody. All right. Hey, let's get started here. Let's get started. What do we got? We're at 50 here. We'll go ahead and jump into it. That's not bad for a Wednesday night here. 5 o'clock. It started. It's kind of nice out. Weather's good. It was cold all day, so we will go ahead and get started, everybody. We're going to do a really quick game. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Couple of things just to make sure everybody knows about. I know you might have missed this last week, but we did unfortunately have some bad news about camp. And so camp has been officially canceled for June. So I don't know if we talked about that last Wednesday or not. I don't think we did because I got the email late that night. So yeah, there is no camp this June. It's all done. And so we are going to figure out something, though. We're going to still have some sort of thing. I can't even say when. I can't even say what, because I honestly didn't think we'd be gone this long. I thought, all right, we'll all stay home during spring break. We'll all be back at church after that. And here we are, like what feels like a year later, but it's only been like a month. So we will have something. and we'll do something somewhere with other people, and you'll get to say hi to them, and you'll see them face to face, and it'll be crazy, and we'll have a good time. So we are actually working, I'm talking with a few other churches, seeing about trying to do like maybe a weekend thing or just one big day thing with a few other churches somewhere around here, and we'll just have like all of camp into one Saturday to Saturday night, and then, I don't know, spend the night, go to church in the morning. We'll figure it out, all right? We'll figure it out. Camp Corona. Camp Corona. We could all just do a Zoom camp every week. We'll just turn on Zoom in the morning, walk around with our house.
Spray some water at the camera.
Yeah, who knows? We'll figure it out. We'll see. I do like that. We'll all just do camp at the Cram's house. That's a good time. We'll figure it out. But there is going to be something, guys. But unfortunately, no camp going on right now. So we'll see. We'll see. Other than that, there's no other announcements. We'll be right back here Sunday. Make sure you join us this Sunday. We'll be right back here at 5 o'clock on Sunday for our FSM online with our small group. So be here. If you have any visitors, students, don't forget, all right? Don't forget, invite somebody, all right? We talked about this. If you invite somebody to join you online on a Sunday, give a shout out. Let them know, like, hey, so-and-so is a visitor. They're here with us. And if they're one of your friends for your group, we're going to give you guys donuts for whatever normal Sunday group you're in whenever we get back to our normal thing. So 6th grade guys, you got a visitor, and you be like, hey, I brought somebody, one of my friends is online right now, and they say hi on the chat room, then your group gets donuts whenever we get back. So you can still allow this as an opportunity. Don't miss out. Don't miss out on what we're doing. All right? So that is everything. That's all our announcements. We have nothing else going on. So are you on? If you guys can hear Andrew, just give it a little wave. You got to talk though. He's not on. Never mind. Hey, we're going to go ahead and jump into a game. All right, we're going to jump into a game. It was a Easter this past week, and hopefully you guys joined us at home. And so we're going to do a little Easter trivia just to see how much you knew about Easter and how Easter is celebrated around the world in different ways. The light is getting darker in here now. How is that possible?
Huh?
Like I'm darker on the screen.
Oh, it's because that is brighter.
Oh, man, this thing, it's tricky, guys. It's tricky. We'll see if that works. I feel like I'm hiding in the dark over here. I know. It's focused on the TV, so it's not focused on me. It's all right. It doesn't need to be focused on me anyway. I feel like I'm like hiding out in the shadows. Anyway, we'll check out the screen. All right, we're gonna do Easter around the world, guys. So you know what to do. You know what to do. We will we'll ask a question, see what you know. I think you can read the screens a lot better today. So A, B, C, or D in this country, children don't get treats from the Easter Bunny. They get them from Easter bells. How does bell give candy? Is a bell like a different word for something? All right. So in this country, England, France, Germany, or Spain? England, France, Germany, or Spain? What do you guys think? A, B, C, or D? A lot of Germanys. One Spain.
I haven't seen anybody with the right answer.
No one's got the right answer here so far. All right. And the answer is, time's up, France. The answer is France. You know, French people and their Easter bells, just delivering that candy in a bell. I don't know how a bell moves and delivers candy, but I don't know how a rabbit does it either. This country holds a competition that involves rolling huge wheels of cheese around a village. During Easter, they roll a giant wheel of cheese around their village. Is it Italy, Germany, Russia, or Denmark? That seems like something Denmark would do, just giant wheels of cheese. Italy, Germany, Russia, or Denmark? What do you guys think here? A, B, C, or D? Marin, thank you for going with Denmark. I appreciate that. And the answer, time's up, Italy. Italy's rolling big old wheels of cheese around villages.
Jonas got that right.
Maddie and Jonas, you were the only ones that got that. Well, now they all come rolling insane. All right, next one. What do we got here? For Easter, the Easter bunny is replaced by the Easter bilby. What's a bilby? I don't know what an Easter bilby is, but this country replaced it. The Easter bunny got replaced.
Just type the answer out, not just ABC.
All right, answer out. You got to type out. Is it Ireland, Fiji, New Zealand, or Australia? Which one says bilby? New Zealand sounds like a bilby thing. It sounds like a bilby. It's like a little, some sort of kangaroo. An Easter kangaroo would be pretty cool, actually. All right, here we go. The answer is Australia, which is close to New Zealand, but it's different. Marin's going to get the answer on that one. All right, here goes our next question. Our next question is, the famous Easter tradition recognized around the world of egg jarping. What? Egg jarping originated in this country: Canada, Scotland, England, or Poland. I don't know about you guys, but jarping eggs is one of my favorite things to do for Easter. If I don't have a good egg jarping, I don't even know, like, why bother having, an Easter egg hunt later. I got to jarp the eggs in order to have a good Easter. So this country started my favorite tradition of egg jarping. Is it Canada, Scotland, England, Poland? Andrew, what is the answer? England. Mikias. Mikias is on here somewhere.
Kendall Myers got that one.
Mikias didn't get it right. Mikias, we sent you to England for all these years to find out about the secrets of egg jarping, and you came back empty-handed, man. Come on, Mikias. You're telling me all those years in England you didn't jarp some eggs? I tell you what. All right, so the answer was England. Who got it right? Did anybody get that one?
Kendall Myers.
Kendall Myers. Kendall Myers loves egg jarping. All right. Residents take part in this annual pot throwing, where they throw pots, pans, and other, earthenware out of windows. Is it Greece, Italy, Portugal, or Moldova? All the time I've spent in Moldova, I had lots of pans thrown at me. So I feel like it's Moldova. If I've had one pot thrown at me in Moldova, I've had at least 100. All right. Those Moldovians love to throw pots and pans. What is the answer? Greece. It's Greece. Then how come everybody was throwing pots and pans at me in Moldova? It's crazy. All right. The answer is Greece. They love to throw pots and pans out at Easter.
Marin was the first one.
Marin got that right first time. All right. She was the first one on there. All right, next one. Joel loves Moldova. All right, a sweet tradition in this country is eating Mamie, a baked dessert made of powdered orange peel. Baked dessert. Man, I gotta start homeschooling myself, guys. Baked dessert made of powdered orange peel, dark molasses, and rye flour. All right, a sweet tradition in this country of eating Mamie, a baked dessert made of powdered orange peel, dark molasses, and rye flour. Is it Norway, Sweden, Finland, or Denmark? Which one do you think it is? Honestly, I thought all of those are in the same country. I didn't know those were different countries. All right, Finland. If you would have said Finland's a city in Norway, I would have been like, that sounds right. All right.
Cade Menace got that.
Cade Menace, of course he did. Cade looks like he's from Finland. All right, here we go. Next one, decorating trees with colored eggs is a popular tradition in this country: France, Germany, Austria, or Switzerland. France, Germany, Austria, or Switzerland. They decorate their trees with these eggs. Why would anybody decorate a tree for a holiday? That sounds ridiculous. What, are you just going to hang stuff on a tree just because you're celebrating a holiday?
They were lazy, didn't take down their Christmas.
Craziness. Who does such a thing? What, are you going to put a tree inside your house and decorate it just because a holiday's coming up? These countries are crazy, man. All right, the answer is Germany.
Rachel Meyer.
Rachel Myers. Rachel Myers got that one right. She was the first one. All right. Kite flying is everyone's favorite pastime during the Easter season. I mean, who doesn't like to fly a good kite? It's my favorite thing to do. It's the favorite thing to do in the Bahamas, Panama, Bermuda, or Bolivia. Not to be confused with Bolivar, Missouri, where geniuses are made. Bolivia, Bermuda, Panama, or the Bahamas. Which place loves to fly their kites during Easter? I wouldn't think any of these places ever flew a kite or even would know what it is, but they love them. They love their kites in these countries. And if you said that it was Bermuda, Nick Rippey, you'd be correct. It is Bermuda. But all their kites get lost there because it's the triangle.
Two more.
Bermuda. Andrew, Bermuda Triangle. Their kites get lost. Google it. All right, here we go. The day before Easter in this country, families prepare a blessing basket. A blessing basket is at Poland, Austria, Switzerland, or Spain. Switzerland loves their baskets, so I don't know about that one. Could be Spain, though. A lot of basket making in Spain. What do we think here? Is it Poland, Austria, Switzerland, or Spain? Who's making a blessing basket for Easter? If you said it was Austria, you're wrong because the answer is Poland. Poland got it. Walk up. You were the first one on that one. Good job. Good. Poland got it. They love their blessing baskets. Is this the last one? Last question. Final question. How much do you know about Easter, everybody? A town in this country commemorates Holy Thursday with the death dance. Dun, dun, dun. Who loves their death dance? Italy, Portugal, France, or Spain? The death dance. Who loves their death dance? Is it Italy, Portugal, France, or Spain? And the answer is Spain. The Dance de Muerte during Easter.
Cade Minnis and Marin both got 2.
Cade Minnis, here we go. You both got 2. So we are going to do this as a tie. So Cade and Marin. There's only one way to settle a tie here. We're going to play online Gorilla Man Gun. So I need the chat room to everybody pause except for Cade and Marin. Cade and Marin. Here you go. We are going to Gorilla Man Gun this. Are you ready? They were the first ones. No, Caden. We're going to the first online Gorilla Man Gun, and you're going to participate, all right? So here we go. Even if you win, you can still let her have it. Marin, Caden, are you two ready? Just write, okay. There, it goes back to normal now. Nope. All right, here we go. Cade, Marin, you got to let us know you're here. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to count down, all right? In your houses, wherever you're at, everybody, just sing along with us. So you're going to either type gorilla, you're going to type man, or you're going to type gun. And you know the rules, guys. The gorilla beats the man beats the gun beats the gorilla. If you tie, you die. I'm assuming everybody at home is going to sing along with me as we do this. And here we go. If you tie, Andrew and I we'll buy each other Chick-fil-A. All right, here we go. Everybody at home, sing along with me. Gorilla beats the man beats the gun beats the gorilla. If you tie, you die. Gorilla beats the man beats the gun beats the gorilla. If you tie, you die. 1, 2, 3. Type it in there. Type it in there. Let's see what they got. Cade, Marin. And you got... I'm waiting for their answer. Cade says gun. Marin, did you wait until he typed something? Because Chloe's already answered. Baron, you can't. This is too long. I mean, Chloe's answered. Caden's answered again.
We're getting nothing.
Laura says Austria. How far behind is Laura McClanahan? Laura, you're not live. So
Give it to Kate.
Marin says she said gorilla.
I didn't see gorilla.
It's nowhere in here. It's nowhere in here, Marin.
Gun beats the gorilla anyway.
Gun beats the gorilla, so you're dead anyway. So, Marin, it doesn't help if you said gorilla. You have to type it. We can't hear you if you were wondering about that, all right? So, all right. Cade, you won. You won, Cade. So, do you still want to give your $100 cash prize away to Marin, or do you want to keep it?
I'm so proud of you.
Because that's up to you. And nah, he says I don't want to get it. She gets nothing. It's actually not a $100 cash prize. I was just joking. We don't have that kind of flow going on right now, buddy. These are tight times. Caden, we're gonna bring you by something. It's up to you what you do. Give it to your mom. All right. Mother's Day is coming up, and you probably won't be able to go shopping for her. So I'll drop something off to you here within the next week. Take a picture of it on your doorstep and walk away. Social distancing, all right? Social distancing. All right, hey. Yeah, see, Menace, you're thinking through now. You're thinking through. Seniors, we just want to do a quick shout out. Just say we love you guys, and we're really sorry you're missing so much of the rest of all of your senior year, but thank you. Stick with us, all right? Be a part with us. Keep, talking. Be a part of our services. Our students still need to see you, and we're good. We love you guys, and everybody else. We miss you guys as well. Hey, we won't take up too much time. I know it's beautiful out, and it's Wednesday, and you want to get outside. You got some decent warm weather. It's going to rain all tomorrow, so we just wanted to go over a few things real quick with you guys, and just spending time kind of thinking about what God's Word says. And over all this time right now, we've been going through, as a student ministry, we've been doing the New Testament in 90 days. And I can't encourage you guys enough. Even if you haven't got on it all yet, tonight, as soon as we're done download the YouVersion app and then search for this, New Testament 90 days, and start it. Start it right now and just jump ahead to Luke, all right? Just jump right into Luke. It's all right. If you miss Matthew, jump into Luke and you can kind of catch up with us. I sent stuff out to a bunch of our middle schoolers and our middle school life groups about like 4, I don't know, they're like 8 chapters behind what our high school is at, but we're all kind of doing the same thing. And so I'm just going to talk about one of those chapters every day on every time we do these Wednesday nights. So if you're reading this, the stuff we're talking about is going to make a lot of sense to you. And so we're going to hit some of this here in a second. I want to share with you guys, when I was kind of reading through one of the things we're going to be teaching about today, this idea of foundation and what we rely on. It reminded me of something that happened to me. And it was this very super weird, awkward moment for me when I was in college. And so when I was in college, I'd interned at a church in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And on the day I was supposed to come home, I'd been gone for all summertime. The whole summer I lived down there with the family, and I was interning with the student ministry down there, and I was getting ready to drive back to Kansas City. And so when I'm driving back, I get in my car, I pack up my car, I turn it on, and it doesn't start because my starter died on my car. Now, the starter is a thing that makes your car start. For those of you that are like, I have no idea what that is. It's okay. I didn't really know either. And I called my dad, and he says, hey, it's pretty easy to replace. Go to this place, tell them you need a starter for this model of a car, come back in, and I'll tell you where it's at, and just follow the instructions. You basically just unscrew a piece, and you put another one up in there and screw it back in. And the car that I had at the time was really easy to work on, so I thought, okay, I can do that. So I go and I buy the piece, I put it in there, I see the instructions, and I think to myself, here's where everything goes downhill. I think to myself, I can figure this out. I don't need the instructions. I'll just take one piece out, put the other piece back in. I'll be on the road. I'll still get to Kansas City by like midnight tonight. I'll just drive straight from Albuquerque to Kansas City. I'll get there. And so I don't even look at the instructions. I don't look at anything. And I just start putting this thing in. I put it in, start the car, and it works. And I'm like, genius, piece of cake. I start driving. I get about 3 hours into my drive, and I stop and I realize like I need gas. I should have filled up before I left. I fill up in this little town of nowhere, it's in New Mexico, and it's like a town of 10 people. And I get back and I turn on my car and it won't start. It's making the same clicking noise. That starter that I just put in was dying, and it was making this terrible grinding noise. So I call a tow truck because I'm thinking, all right, if I could just get towed to like the local like body shop or whatever, they'll be able to put a starter in, no problem at all. Tow truck comes and picks me up, and he says, well, we're going to have to go 45 minutes away from here because that's the closest body shop or, auto repair shop around this place, because a lot of New Mexico is just desert. So we drive 45 minutes, just me and this guy in his tow truck, and we're driving 45 miles or 45 minutes away. And he says, well, what happened? What do you think? It sounds like your starter's dead. And I was like, yeah, I put in a new one today, but I didn't really read the instructions. I just kind of put it in there. And the tow truck driver says to me, probably should have read the instructions and like did what it said. I was like, well, yeah, clearly this is why we're here. So we drive, and here's where it gets super funny and super weird. At the time, I thought I was going to die, but it ended up, I'm alive, so it's okay. We go to this little town called Tucumcari. Tucumcari is this little town in New Mexico. And it is this weird, like we're driving through and there's nobody out there. But the town looks like a place, like a movie set. It's got all these old like buildings from the 1950s and neon lights and stuff, but no one's out. No one's around in this entire town, and we're driving through. And I'm like, where are we? I have no idea. I mean, it is empty. And it's funny because I found out later on, if you're wondering what the town looked like, if you've ever seen the movie Cars, like the cartoon, the Pixar movie Cars, they actually based most of Radiator Springs off of Tucumcari because it was like this weird town that kind of popped up. It used to be off Route 66, which was this popular highway at the time. And it was all this like old, everybody stopped there. But when the main highway took over, no one came through here. So Radiator Springs, I found out, was actually based off of a lot of like what Tucumcari was. And some of the buildings that are in there are actually in the movie Cars. So it's really weird. And so we're driving through there, and I'm like, but there's no one in this town, and it looks super creepy. We go to the edge of town, and there's only this little body shop, and it's just like this garage, and there's all these old cars parked out all over the place. The tow truck driver comes up, drops off the car, and I'm just standing there, and he says, some guy will come out, they'll take care of you. And then he just says to me, good luck, and then he drives off. No one's even look, he just drops my car off. Like 5 minutes later, this shirtless guy comes walking out, and he just says, your car broke? I'm like, yeah, my car's broke. And he says, okay, what's wrong? And I said, I think it's my starter. He comes out, looks at it, says, it'll be fixed by 9. I'm like, 9 o'clock tonight? He says, mañana, come tomorrow. I was like, okay, and that's all he says to me. I have no idea I don't even know where I'm supposed to go from here. So I get my backpack out of my car. I walk 3 miles to a hotel. I spend the night in this empty, like ghost town of a place at the time. I come back, it's 9:03, and no one's out again. No one is out in this place. I start walking up. A Doberman, like giant Doberman guard dog, comes running out after me. He's chained up, like a real chain wrapped around him, and he's chained up to this other car that's just on cinder blocks. There's a goat on top of the old car, and this dog's like just going after me, going crazy. And I'm like, I'm going to die out here. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know where my car's at. And a guy comes walking back out. Now there's 2 dudes, and they're both shirtless at this time. And they say, hey, you're late. I was like, it's 9:03. And he says, car's fixed. Pay cash. And then he walks off. That's it. And I go in, I pay cash. I walk back out. He comes back out, and he says, your junk parts were put in wrong. I was like, yeah, I didn't look at the instructions. I thought I could fix it, and I put it in myself. And I guess I was wrong. And he just looks at me, and this is all he says. The guy said like 5 words to me total this whole time. And he says, next time, read instructions, but also do what it says. And then he walks off. And that's it. That's all he did. That was our whole thing. I get in my car. I drive all the way back home. And I just think like, no one knew where I was. We didn't have cell phones at the time yet. All right. Cell phones were like businessmen had those. Not 19-year-old college kids. Like they were too expensive at the time. So my parents didn't even know where I was at. No one knew. No one knew like how come Rob hasn't showed up yet. By the time I finally get somewhere, I'm like, I should probably call home. I let people know. And my dad says to me, why didn't you follow the instructions? All right, it was right there and just do what it says. I'm like, yeah, you're the third person that told me that. I think you're missing the part where I almost died in this ghost town last night. Here's the thing, guys. Read the instructions, but don't just read the instructions. Do what they say. Put it into practice. And when I was reading through it in Luke this past week, there's this part where Jesus talks about this. He talks about this fact of like, hey, I'm not just teaching you guys a bunch of stuff just so you can do nothing with it. I want you to actually like put this into your life. And in Luke, you get this really short version of the Sermon on the Mount. Matthew takes chapter, like just long parts of talking about the Sermon on the Mount. It's one of the most popular like things Jesus ever taught on. He did all of these incredible teachings. Luke kind of jumps through it. But at the end of when he teaches all of this amazing stuff, he ends with this story. He ends with this story about a house. And he says, on one house, you have a home that was built on a strong foundation. On the other thing, you have a house that was built with no foundation at all. Which one do you think is going to last? And so in Luke chapter 6, verse 46, he says, why do you call me Lord, Lord, and don't do the things I say? See, you listen to the instructions, but you don't do them. You don't actually do anything with them. And he says, I'll show you what someone is like when he comes to me and hears my words and he acts on them. See, if he hears my words, if he reads my words, if he gets into them, he's like a man building a house who dug deep and laid the foundation on the rock. He says, you dig all away from all the dirt and you find like the stone. And then you build your house on that stone. You move all the dirt, all the junk out of the way. You have a solid foundation. He says, then you build a house then. And when floods come or rivers crash against it or when the storms hit, it's not going to shake your house because it was built on a solid foundation. Then he says, but the one who hears these words, the one who hears what I'm teaching you, but he doesn't do anything with them, he's like a man that built a house just with on the ground. He just saw dirt and he started building a house on top of it. Just doing whatever he thought was okay, doing whatever he thought was right, but he has no real foundation. And when the rivers crash and the storms hit it, it immediately collapses, and the destruction's great. And so, as I was going over this, it just reminded me of that. Like, how many times have I tried to do things without really looking at the instructions? When I know something is better to do, but I don't do it because I think I got this. And then when something bad happens, it just all falls apart. And so Jesus is warning his people. He says, I've just taught you all this stuff, but I want you to listen to it and then put it into your heart. Build your life around what I'm teaching you, because there's going to be things that hit you. There's going to be floods in life. There's going to be storms in life. And when we don't do anything with it, then when those storms hit, you're going to fall. You're going to crash. If you just build off of things you think you can do because you think you got it, when hard times come, then what's going to happen? You just built it off of your own thoughts, your own experiences. But if you build it off of truth, off of foundation, if we do what Christ says, we're going to be able to get through those things. And I love, how this applies so much right now. I mean, imagine this, guys. Imagine if at the end of Refuel, if Andrew and I got on stage and we said, hey guys, just so you know, in like 2 weeks, there's going to be a pandemic across the world and we're not going to see each other for like 2 months. You guys would have been like, Rob and Andrew are nuts. Those guys are crazy. We had no idea this sort of storm was going to hit our lives. If I would have come up at the end of Refuel and been like, hey, guess what, guys? No one's going to go back to school once you hit spring break. You would have never thought that. See, a storm hits you and you don't even realize it. We get hit by these things without ever even knowing they're coming. And so for some people, when this hit, maybe over the past few weeks, you found your faith a little shaken. You found yourself going into bad habits or doing things or just kind of like questioning a lot of stuff. And maybe for some of us, we found out like, man, my foundation, like I believe in Jesus, but my foundation was just church. My foundation was going to church on Wednesdays or Sundays. And I've never really dug into this stuff myself. I've never really built my foundation off of what Jesus has been teaching. I just kind of built my foundation off of church, and you found yourself over the past 3 weeks like not growing or not doing anything, or maybe even kind of falling into some junk that you're like, I wouldn't be doing this if I had a normal schedule. And so my challenge, my hope for you is use this time. Use this time to take what Jesus is teaching and build that foundation that he wants for you. If Jesus said, hey, I want the best life for you, then why not use this time to help build that foundation into your life and say, all right, Jesus, what do you want for me in my life? Because there's going to be storms that hit, and they may be worse than what's going on right now, or they may be easier. But the point is, Christ says, hey, I'm going to be there for you, but you got to build this foundation with me. You got to do what this stuff says. And so I want you just to check this stuff out and really think about it and use this time. Use this time. There's a student that I follow through some of the stuff on the high school's life group on their YouVersion app, and I just see this kid posting stuff every day. And this kid is digging into God's word. And so I asked him, like, hey, just film a really quick, like, little testimony about how you've used this time. Instead of like seeing it as a negative thing, being like, man, this is garbage and it's so frustrating. How can you use this time for something good? And so I gave Ethan a phone call and said, hey, man, can we hear from you? And so we're going to try this out where you can see Ethan here, but hopefully you're going to be able to hear all the words just right through your computer. So I want to hear from Ethan here right now, and we'll see if this works. It might not be working.
Hold on.
It might not be working. Nope. Wah, wah, wah. Hold on. We're testing something out. This is all new technology. If we don't, I'm going to show this on Sunday. We'll figure it out. Or you can play it, and I'll just stand behind the screen and talk. Is that coming through?
No, but I'll play it for the TV.
Will it be loud
Hey
enough?
guys, so Rob has asked me to share about what God has been doing in my life during these weird times of isolation and all this free time that we have. And so after refuel, I felt like I needed to dive deeper into scripture and really learn more about what God has done. And so when all this started, when Kelly started the 90 days New Testament plan, God did exactly that. He just gave me the opportunity to dive deeper and learn more. And so in John chapter 20, verse 31, it says, "But these are written that you may believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life in his name." So when I've just been diving deeper, and I feel like it's given me a spark to just have a desire to grow closer to him, and I feel like he's doing just that. So thank you guys.
Man, I love that, all right? I love that Ethan was able to send that. I love that Ethan said something really important right there, and I hope you guys caught that. He said, I was able to use this time to really start digging into God's word. I think most people, even adults too, we're so busy. And the number one reason people say, I don't always have my quiet time and I don't get into God's word is because I just don't have time. And Ethan said, man, I got the time now. So maybe we can blame Ethan for praying for this because he was the one that said, God, I need to get more into your word. And so God's like, all right, how about I shut down the world? I don't think it really went like that, but there's no excuses now. And Ethan said, all right, I'm going to dive into this stuff. I'm going to dig in while I have this time. And Ethan's just been growing and learning. I'm not saying he's perfect, but he's been building that foundation. So students, I just want to encourage you, all right? Get into this stuff. Get into this app. If you're not doing that, get into something and use this time because Christ said, man, there's going to be stuff that hits. And for some of you, this whole time right now is harder on your family than it may be for others. Some of you, your parents might have lost a job or things might be really tight. For some of you, it might be it's just getting really tough at home. Or you may be an only child, and you're just like, I just want to see someone my age again. And you're just stressing and struggling. God says, hey, I'm going to get you through this. I got this. But you got to start building that foundation with me. And so use this time. Use this time to get into God's word. Use this time to not only listen to the instructions, but also put them into practice. And so I hope you guys can get something out of this. We went a little bit long. Sorry. Took a little too long on my story. But hey, if you want to know what Tucumcari looks like, just watch Cars again, because there's some actual buildings straight from that they stole right from Tucumcari. And it's like their claim to fame right now. So it's good stuff, guys. Get into that app, man. Get into God's word. And I know it's stressful sometimes. I know things may be tense, but just I feel like we're on the stretch here. Soon, really soon, we'll all be back together again. We love you guys and we miss you guys. And you see in the chat room, high school, that Peanut Butter and Kelly, all right? That's Kelly Cram. Get into the high school life group, all right? Dig into that together. Kelly, can you put in there, like, how do they join the life group? How can high school get into that? And not only join that, but guys, make sure you're here on Sundays. Make sure you're here with us on Sunday nights and get into those Zoom groups. I know I've been talking to some of your leaders, and some of you guys that are here every Sunday normally have not been joining us with that. Man, we miss you guys. They really want to see you. So make sure you get into that. So if there's anything they can do, how do they call me? Great. Thanks, James. They don't have your number. I think Kelly's going to put all that information on the Instagram. All right. So Kelly will post all the information for High School Life Group on Instagram. Everybody else, you can still jump into that YouVersion app, do something with it. And love you guys. And we'll see you all Sunday. All right. Sunday, be back here. See y'all soon. Peace. It's growing in. It's growing in, guys.
We miss you. Love you guys.